Greetings, my name is Neosekken, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. In the last episode, I managed to confirm to the Justice Minister his daughter's safety by getting him on the phone with her at her in her mother's apartment, and allowing Amelia to wish him a happy birthday. And then once that was done, the Justice Minister pretty much revealed to everybody in his office, and I mean everybody, including Inspector Campanella, a really big fucking secret. That being the existence of a manipulator who apparently manipulated the Justice Minister into signing the execution order for Joe to begin with, and is probably also connected with the incidents with the other inmates at the special prison, and along what they did to wind up there. Along with why the special prison was founded, and that most likely this manipulator, who can apparently manipulate people against their will, might also be a ghost. And then it just started a domino effect in my mind about thinking what else this manipulator could have been involved with, including my own death, because right at the very end of the last episode, I ended up thinking, if this manipulator was involved in Sissel's death, then maybe what I saw in that security tape of Lynn shooting Sissel to death actually did happen, but Lynn was being controlled by the manipulator, and that she did indeed shoot me. But then immediately after the deed, the manipulator left her body and erased her memory of having done the deed. So as far as Lynn would be concerned, she was telling Sissel the truth, that she wouldn't have shot him, because, well, she wouldn't have shot him, not of her own volition. And there's only one other ghost that I could think of who most likely might be our candidate, because we haven't found any other ghosts who has any knowledge of the powers of the dead or anything like that, and that's Ray. The desk lamp, who taught me about my powers right at the very beginning of the game, shortly after I was killed. He was there, in the junkyard, when this incident occurred. So, if he's our manipulator, then he's been playing me for a fool right from the get-go. Of course, I can't confirm this for sure until I actually run into him again, and I guess the plot presents me a convenient moment to figure out just what exactly is Ray's deal in all this. But at this point, I am highly suspicious of Ray. I don't have 100% solid proof yet that Ray is indeed our manipulator, but at this point, I've literally got nobody else who I can look at right now that might be a good candidate as to who this manipulator could be. So, anyway, something is going on over at Neosekken Park. And also before I forget, with me now just putting two and two together, that Neosekken Park and this Neosekken that Eyebrows and his boys and girls in blue are trying to get rid of from the country, might be a person, and that the names and that the park and this Neosekken are indeed connected. So now I'm wondering, is Neosekken a person? And if that's the case, who is Neosekken, and why is Eyebrows trying to get rid of all traces of Neosekken in the country? What is Neosekken's role in all this? Maybe I'll figure out what that's all about too. Who knows? Well, soon. I mean, figure it out soon. Maybe it'll be later, but I'm gonna go ahead and just shut up and get started on chapter 14. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be sitting here rambling for another minute or two, and I'll drive you all fucking insane. Chapter 14, 1:28 a.m. Neosekken Park, the site of little Lady Camilla's abduction tonight, and the place where an important piece of evidence, the music box, was hidden. Hey, the chef's there. I wonder why our lady detective is looking so dejected. At least she isn't dead. But what did she find? So, what's... Was this suitcase always there? You can't reach. What do I do here? Okay, I am not sure what I only just started this thing, and I already have no idea what the hell I'm supposed to do here. So, I guess while I'm figuring that out, I guess I'll go look around all these other phone lines for a bit. So just use the timestamp below that I'll leave in the comments or video description or whatever in case you want to skip all the filler. Psst. Hey, Ray! Are you there? I guess he's gone. Don't tell me. He ceased to exist. The night's not over yet, my friend. But wait, I just had a thought. Assuming Ray was telling the truth about the very limited time span ghosts have to exist, that being whenever the sun rises up. If this manipulator from all these other cases, including Jode's, maybe even Camilla's contraption and all that to an extent, if they were involved in that somehow. If this is indeed the same ghost from all the way back then to the same ghost that's probably working behind the scenes now, how the hell are they still around then? Why have they not ceased to exist? I have so many fucking questions. Yep, he's definitely gone. Alright, let's just get back. Let's just go here now. Here. Looks like the little girl is having sweet dreams. And you are still trapped up there. Meanwhile, it looks like Mama is still in the middle of a nightmare. Oh, Mr. Prime Minister, squeeze me tight enough to take my breath away. My darling lady, let us be free, spread our wings and fly. I think I'll edit those lines out once I'm back down on the ground. Being squeezed tight enough to take one's breath away is not as much fun as I thought. I guess a novelist is getting a lesson in reality. I'll just leave you hanging about. While I continue looking around. There's so much tension in here. I never felt anything like this before. We better find that gun as quickly as we can, before the minister dies of anxiety. Well, if that does happen, I'm sure I can always save him again. How's it going over at the park? It's kind of difficult to say. I must admit I envy you. You envy me? You just say it's difficult to say, and then you don't have to actually say it. In my case, actually saying what's difficult to say is my job. She sells by the seashore. Yes, that is difficult to say, isn't it? Yeah, it kind of was for me too. Oh, why did I say that at a time like this? Anyway, I better do something about that park problem fast. Jode, could you move like maybe an inch or two closer so I can speak to you? I guess not. Maybe you're not really in much of a talkative mood right now. Probably still down there in your basement, right, buddy? Hey, you're actually looking at him. I can't take much more of this. When is that chief supposed to get here anyway? How should I know? You're the one who talked to him, ain't you? Yeah. I feel that feeling coming on. Why, you gonna do your stress dance again? Shall I? Dance? Hey, don't get me involved in this. All you have to do is say the word panic. Right, panic dance, right. Just say the word and I'll do it. Panic. No way. I'm not gonna be responsible for that. Yeah! Please! Won't somebody just say the word panic to me? You could just record yourself saying panic, then hit rewind, hit play, and there you go. I mean, that's certainly an option, I would say. What are you assholes up to? Oh, you finally got unstuck, I see. Good for you. Well, I know going to the chicken kitchen won't likely yield any results for me, because I know the chef is over at the park. I sense somebody's presence in this dimly lit place. Do you? When the morning comes, I think I'll leave this town. This place has too many memories. I'm just too weary. Well, when the morning comes, eh? Must be nice. The morning will never come for me. Any particular reason why when the morning comes is your preferred deadline, good man? You're still up there doing washing your glasses. Ring, ring. Nothing at all. I guess we gotta try to figure out what the hell's going on at the park, after all. Well, or rather, figure out how the hell I'm supposed to figure that out. Alright. Just what the hell am I supposed to do here? Why couldn't I do that before? Why couldn't I reach it? Huh? What's he doing here? Swinging on the swing set. La la la. Let me... God damn it. The world will not end if the food delivery is a little late. A little late? It's already ice cold. So you got a delivery box. You're here, and I guess Lynn is looking dejected, snacking on a chicken thigh. Could you swing a little further back for me, please? Up, there we go. Thank you. Maybe okay. I hope you like super intensive swinging, my friend. Thank you. Got a basketball. And there's a boot in my ball. My globe. Phew. I got this thing spinning pretty fast. I didn't even put much effort into it. This is quite a bit of power and speed for a piece of playground equipment. I can just imagine all the poor kids who get sent flying all over the park. Well, hey, as long as you don't get a grievous bodily injury, I can imagine that to be actually quite fun. A love letter! Oh no. I don't want to make it fly all the way away. Hello? Get another umbrella. Open. Maybe. Not that I'm expecting a wind current to really form from this, but you never know. Okay, we can move this at least. So, it's just a leaf. Never mind. I guess you weren't snacking on more chicken after all. Wait a minute. I see something over there. Is that a dead person? Oh, there you are, Sissel. Hi! From your dejected expression, I gather. You didn't find what you were looking for. Right. I can't find the music box anywhere. Really. But I found something else instead. Something horrible. Horrible? What is it? Look behind her. Ooh. There. In the grass. You'd better see for yourself. Oh no! It's our park guardian! It looks like a dead body. I nearly died when I saw it. And I suppose now that we found it, we can't just leave it there, can we? Nope. Suppose not. It's so like you. To come looking for a music box and find a dead body instead. What can I say? I'm a detective. Meaning? Well, a detective goes over everything with a fine-tooth comb, right? So there you go. Fine-tooth comb or none, you were bound to run across it. I mean, it is pretty obvious. Anyway, go on, Sissel. Get to it. What am I, your bloodhound? Didn't I see this mascot in, like, prison? In Jode's cell? Stop the park from being turned into a housing site! Protect the park, the Rock of the Gods! You there! You're talking to me, aren't you? I have some leaflets for you. Leaflets I know you'll be very interested in. I urge you to peruse it thoroughly. Examine it in detail. Never mind that right now. Do you remember your name? My name. My name. What does my name matter when there are more important things to worry about? Okay. Come now, and study these tracks with me, my brother. Come and learn about the Rock of the Gods with me. The night is no longer young. As a matter of fact, daybreak is approaching. Don't need to tell me that. But we are young. Looks like, look, I don't have time to get involved in your way of life. But I am interested in your way of death. So let's go back. Let's go back. Back 4 minutes before your death. Alright, let's see what happens here. And so I made up my mind. I resolved to live here in this park and defend it. Okay. And what does that have to do with this Rock of the Gods you mentioned? You still don't appear to understand. It is written quite clearly in the 4th leaflet, in great detail. Excuse me, but I have to use the bathroom. Oh, wrong one. Oh, Camila! And... oh shit, she escaped. I'm coming, just hold on. I'll be right there. I've located the target, Beauty. A girl of the right age, coming out of the right apartment building at the right time. Wait. This was 4 minutes before your death, right? But didn't Camila's accidental kidnapping occur much earlier than this? So, I guess you got the music box buried under that rock with you, right? Yes, my dear. I'll ever so gently nab her and come right back to your side. Good evening, young lady. Won't you come with me? Eek! Oh, gods! What do I do? What should I do? Call the police, maybe? I have to do something. Oh. Oh. What the hell was that? That was an impossible move right there. Was that a ghost trick? What in the world? What just happened? Oh, that's Mino. Mino? Mino the mascot, the symbol of Temsic Park. Forget about the name of that big creepy lump of concrete. Talk about the way it changed direction. Did you see that? Yes! Yes, I did! We witnessed it with our own eyes. The power of the Rock of the Gods! That was the power of the gods. The power of the gods saved that little girl. And then that same power very deliberately crushed you instead. Yes! Yes, precisely. That is called the mischief of the gods. Was it the mischief of the gods, or was it a ghost trick? But nah, couldn't have been a ghost trick. Then what else could it have been then? No ghost trick could change the direction of something that heavy in midair. Yeah, well, we didn't think of until now that living people could be manipulated into committing acts against their own volition either. And yet we've already kind of blown that out, right out of the water. That notion that you couldn't apparently do that. So as far as I'm concerned, straight up telekinesis of falling heavy objects right in the middle of falling is not out of the question here. Wait a minute. What if there was somebody with much greater powers than me? And once again, the only ghost I can think of is Ray. Okay, so look at that. There's another flame besides mine. Oh, so that's the flame of God, is it? But hold on. Your spirit is a flame too, isn't it? Yeah, so? Pardon me, but are you a god? I sincerely doubt it. At the last minute, that big lump of concrete made a huge swing to one side. That was probably that flame's doing. Who could it be? I think it's Ray. I definitely believe it's either a god or somebody God-related. Maybe I better try talking to this person. Can we? In this world here? What the? This person with much greater powers than me. It's you? Ray? Hey! Sissel! What the fuck? Missile? Oh my. It's Missile! You look well for being dead. So who killed Missile again? Did you see? Did you see what I did? I did it! I tried really hard and I did it! I saved Miss Camila! Are you telling me I was done in by a puppy dog? Apparently! Missile, what's going on? How'd you get the powers of the dead? I'm glad you asked. After Miss Camille went out and you left, you basically ended up giving your... I worked like crazy to make my own path, and I did it! And then I followed Miss Camille out into the big wide world. Okay, you figured out how to... Okay. And then, here at this park, I found her at last! Yes, you guessed it! I barked. You bet I did. I went running after her, too. Oh. And then I guess I died. And then I was unconscious for a little while. And when I came to, it was all over. Poor Miss Camila. Crushed under that big, scary lump. Oh, what have I done? I'm so sorry, little lady. Please forgive me. Miss Camila! I had to rescue Miss Camila. It was up to me. I cried out from the depths of my heart. And then... What is that thing that's got all those waves right next to you? I can't tell you how surprised I was. But I bet you understand, right? There's something right there. What is that? Better than probably anybody else could. And I remembered what you did for me. How you saved me. So, you went back, right? Back to 4 minutes before the little lady's death. You bet I did! So is it green now because it's missile? Yes, my dear. I'll ever so gently nap her, come right back to your side. Now's my chance, I thought. I saw the core. I don't know. It looks pretty far. I stretched out my paw toward the core. Oh, how I felt at that moment. I'd love for you to be able to feel it too. Go ahead, Sissel. Go ahead and try it for yourself. Holy shit, you got a long reach. I can't believe it. Oh, hey! I didn't know there was a backlog. Well, I'll have to remember this for later. I can't believe it! How could you connect over such a great distance? Well, they don't call me Missile for nothing. And so then you manipulated that Mino thing and threw it aside. Right on top of my head. Well, no, actually. If you didn't do it, then who did? Huh? I can't manipulate things like you can, Sissel. You can't? Then how did you? I didn't know what to do. Then I happened to see something out of the corner of my eye. And it had a core too. A single leaf hanging from the tree. I tried reaching out to the leaf. The world? Wait, is this like is one of your powers is basically acting like a magnet for objects that you connect with? Is that how that happened? I can't manipulate things, but apparently I can swap them. As long as the two things have the same shape, that is. As long as the two things have the same shape. Swap things with the same shape? Go ahead and try it. Touch the swap button. This is fucking wild. That's incredible. So that's how you saved your mistress, is it? And that's how come I became caught up in this, is it? I'm very sorry. My powers were too meager. Meager? Because you see, I saw one more. Oh. I happened to notice one more core. There was something with the exact same shape stuck in the branches of a tree. Hey, you're right. Mino could be swapped again with that. Then disaster wouldn't have to rain down on my head. Or Camilla's. But what is that thing? It's too big to be a leaf. Whatever it is, I'd much rather it be on my head than Mino. So why don't you swap them, Missile? I couldn't. I can stretch out my paw a little further than you can, Sissel. Let me guess. Are we gonna work, since we're both in the 4 minutes before death world, can we work in tandem together and extend our reach to where we can reach that thing? Just a bit of a stretch, pardon the pun, but I mean, I don't see what else we can do here. But this is just too far for me. I couldn't reach. I must admit, it's a fascinating spectacle of a death, if I do say so myself. I kept retrying over and over, seeing if there was anything I could do. I bet there's something you can do now. Huh? if we work together, you and me. Sissel! You think so? I don't plan on letting anybody die in front of me tonight. Do you think you could help me? Of course! Naturally! So, we're going to drop that Mino thing in a different spot. Okay, let's try it. Let's go back again, to 4 minutes before. Okay, so this confirms it then. Different ghosts can develop different powers from one another. So then it's definitely possible that this manipulator is indeed a ghost whose unique powers allow them to manipulate living people. Alright, let's get started. 4 minutes from now, you'll swap Mino with the leaf. And then you have to swap Mino with something else. Okay, it's a football. Something with the same shape. Oh, I believe that's a rugby ball. Okay, rugby ball, huh? But with the rugby ball where it is now, Missile can't reach it. So I gotta find a way to knock it out of the branch right at the precise moment where Missile can swap it with the leaf. So that means I have to move it closer somehow. It looks like you and I will have to work together on that one, Missile. Okay, I'm ready. Whenever you want to use my swap trick, just touch the Missile icon. That way you'll be able to control me. And then, if you touch the Sissel icon, control will come back to me. Well, this is definitely adding an interesting layer of complexity to the puzzle mechanics. By the way, you can switch between us with select, too. Select, huh? I'll have to remember that. Okay, let's try it. Together we can stop Mino from hurting anybody. Okay, let's do this. Alright, Missile. Your powers are the key this time. Okay, I'm ready. I can swap anything that has the same shape. Just call me if you find anything you want to try. Probably the best thing to do is just try a bunch of things and see how it goes. And if I see something we can swap, I should use the Missile icon. Okay, let's talk first, I guess. Sorry about all this trouble, Sissel. If only my paw could reach a little further. I could have swapped that big lump one more time. So since your corpse is all the way away from a place I can't reach, are you going to die, Missile? I mean, like, is this like a permanent death for you and you're just going to be my partner from this point on until we both cease to exist in the morning? Because if that's the case, I'm going to be a bit sad about that. I could have swapped that big lump one more time. Swapped it with that rugby ball in the tree nearby. That's alright. That's what we're going to do now. Together. I'm going to give it my best. First thing to do is to find a path to that rugby ball. Okay. The music box. I need to wait for her to pass the music box through. Huh. Are you coming back to talk to me again? No, I wish you would talk to me. We could discuss the gods! Oh boy. I just came this way without giving it much thought. But there's no core for me to get back. You failed to follow the path of the gods! Maybe I better start over. Not necessarily. Let's wait until she grabs the music box. Phew. Here you come already. I swore to myself not to repeat my mistakes. Mistakes? When somebody's in trouble, you should lend them a hand. Otherwise, you'll definitely regret it. And now the recklessness of youth has taken over, giving me lightning-fast speed. I've been thinking, if we could stop this man from running, maybe he wouldn't get squished? It won't be easy to stop me once the recklessness of youth has taken over. Stop him, eh? There goes his leaflets. What do you think of my lightning fast pace? I wish you would knock it off. That's what I think. We don't have time to prepare. I think we're going to have to find a way to stop him from running. As far as I can see, the only way to do that is to use the playground equipment. What? You know, the seesaw, the swing, those things. Precisely. Except, there is one more piece of equipment, to be exact. Stop him with the equipment, eh? I should rethink things here. Well, there is that tire. Whoa! Okay, I guess I can't use the... Why can't I cling to the music box now? Alright, let's just go ahead and start over. Move over here. Open this. Tire. Move. God damn it. Okay, there we go. Oh, would you look at that? There sure are a lot of round things around here. Oh boy! That must mean it's time for me, right? Oh boy! My hair is also round. Let's see, to use missile's powers, I just touched the missile icon. I'll try and see what happens. Here comes that man, fast enough to scare even a quick little doggy like me. Uh-oh. The rugby ball is still in the tree. Ah, behold, the recklessness of youth. Yeah, it's that recklessness of yours that's causing us so much trouble. No one can stop the recklessness of youth! Well, if we can't stop it, then I guess we're gonna have to find a way to make it work for us. But if he comes running too fast, we won't have time to get ready. Looks like figuring out what to do if his recklessness is the key. Hey, get back in there. What if I ghost it? Same shape. Swap it. Okay. Oh. Shit. Get back here. Swap again. You should get in the ball. I guess I can't connect them. While Sissel is in the same object. Okay. so heavy I can't move it very much. Maybe because of that swap I made? I guess a little ball is about all the weight I can handle. Okay, you're in there now. Just trying to think, how can I get up to that boot? Because I think getting up to the boot is the one thing that's going to help me the most here. Okay, wait a minute. I think I'm overthinking this. Ghost. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's wrestle this. Alright. Let's close you. Whoa, sorry. I think you were going to say something, weren't you? Oh, that was so close. If it hit the ball, it could have knocked it down. Is that all this umbrella can be used for? For knocking the rugby ball down? Don't forget about my powers. Don't forget about my recklessness of youth. Look at this funny flattened ball. Same shape as that horrible Mino. But it's too far to swap from here. Even this ball is starting to look horrible to me. We had to find a way to get this ball closer to that Mino thing. Knock down from the tree, I say. There must be something we can do. Thinking on it. Okay, missile. Okay, wait. Knock it down. Looking to me, the only thing I can do here. Sissel, that funny flying ball is still in the tree. Yeah, I know. And there isn't much more time. I have to find a way somehow. What I can do here, honestly. Come on, get over here. You know what? Let's just see what happens if I do this. Okay. Sissel, help! There's nothing to reach the swap Mino with. Too late. Darn. So I'll have to start over again. Not necessarily. Son of a bitch, I guess we really are. thought I had something. Okay, this is something I definitely gotta think over. Apparently I could swap these. Got the tire there now. The only thing I can do right now is just wait. Look at this funny flattened ball. Same shape as that horrible Mino. That's too far to swap from here. This ball's starting to look horrible. Tree. Okay, just get on that little thing for me, please. There you go. Okay. Maybe if I spin it. There he goes. You wouldn't have enough force to send the tire flying on the seesaw all the way up to the rugby ball. That wouldn't work, I think. Maybe if I get on the ball right as he's about to... Oh, shit. Come on. Come on. Ah, okay. I think now I'm getting somewhere. Seriously, did you see that? Did you see the seesaw? Yes, he really sent that little ball flying, didn't it? Such a pity. It's too bad it didn't hit the rugby ball and knock it down. Maybe it's a little too light for that. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe try setting up something a little heavier. Okay. The basketball. Let Let me try the basketball. Missile, I need you to get on over here. Block that for me. Swap you now. And leave the baseball alone. Now let's wait until he hops on the thing. On the globe. Oh, crap. Shit, didn't mean to hit that one. Okay, there we go. Now, let's spin you faster. Now, I want you right around there. Let's rustle this letter. Close the umbrella. Because I'm assuming the umbrella is just going to knock it right in the way, right? Got that open. So if the ball, so that way, if the basketball comes flying right into the umbrella, it will probably knock the open umbrella into the rugby ball and knock it off. That's my hope, anyway. Yep, there we go. Well, actually, no, that's not what I wanted to do, but I mean, hey, it's something. Wow. I so did not see that coming. Never thought the umbrella would catch the ball. Did you see that? The tree branch. It shook a little. I think I saw it shake too. Only it shook a little more. It would knock that terrible rugby ball down from this terrible tree. Maybe it just needs a little more weight. I'm sure we can do this. We just put our heads together, okay? Maybe if I swap the tire. Everything looks good so far. We just need one more step. Okay. I need to get you in there, but how? Let me just try swapping out the basketball with the baseball and just see what goes. Well, what I can do from there. Maybe now I should get. No, I don't want to swap you just yet. Close. It won't close, will it? The ball must be in the way. Well, I guess we don't have to close it. Okay, it won't close on us, but maybe I gotta spin this now. does this help me exactly? Okay, I can go there now, I guess. Gotta be something here. Did I mess up somewhere? I messed up somewhere. No, this is not good. Can't reach. This is definitely gonna be a pain in the ass for me to figure out. I don't know what to do here. Send you up. I get it now. I gotta get the basketball inside the umbrella, then swap it the tire. All right. Now let's swap you. Come on, baby. Prove me right. Hell yeah! Fuck yeah. There, we moved the ball. What do you think, Missile? With that ball there, I think I can do it. Just a few seconds. You'll swap Mino with the leaf. And then from there, you can swap Mino one more time. Final moment is near, Missile. Are you ready? You bet! Okay, just get you right there. Okay, I guess I can't move Sissel closer, so let's just wait. Okay, now. Okay, watch me, Sissel. here I go. Finishing touches. You can do it, Missile. Swap Mino with that ball. Success! There. How's that? My head has been spared. Truly, that was a try worthy of the gods. And now Mino is right where he belongs. We did it again, didn't we? Didn't we? Fate averted. Now nobody has to die. Except for one brave little somebody. Huh? Talking about you, Missile. Oh. Me? I guess you're right. I'm still dead, aren't I? So now let's go back and save your life. Wait a minute. What is it? Now that I think about it, I think I want to stay dead a little longer. I only have 4 minutes to save you, though. After that, there's nothing I can do. What? When I was alive, I couldn't even help Miss Camila when she was in trouble. I want to be able to protect Miss Camila. And to do that, I need these powers I have now. I see. Perfectly understandable. Even I wish I had powers like that. Hey, we just saved you. Don't wish your life away already. Oh. Of course. You're right. Okay, Missile. Have it your way. By the way, Mr. Reckless Youth, there's a certain detective who needs that music box you found. When we get back to the present time, could you give it to her? Certainly. You have my word. Let's go back then, to the present. And so Camille ended up in the hands of the kidnappers. We weren't able to change that part. Lynn listened to my story without saying anything. I'm sorry. I wish there was someone else I could have done. No, you did the best you could. I'm sure she's alright. After all, she has me! Missile, are you in there? Miss Lynn, leave Miss Camilo to me. I know I don't look like much right now, but I'm sure I can help her. Missile. Eek! Miss Lynn! I'm going to leave it up to Missile. It kind of looks like Missile is being left up to the wind. Ooh! I have something to give you. Stop the park from being turned into a housing site. Protect the park, the Rock of the Gods. Aren't you forgetting your promise? Oh, pardon me. Pardon me. My apologies. This is for you. Oh. You kept the music box safe, didn't you? Thank you. Not at all. I was only doing what the Rock of the Gods would have wanted. I hear the hamster in your wheel beginning to... the hamster in a hamster wheel in your head starting to work overtime. You piecing some shit together? What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? He's mesmerized by my beauty. Hey! The cat's not allowed to get your tongue. Excuse me, but are you... No, it couldn't be. Have we met before? Aren't you that little girl from that time? What? I'll never forget it. It was 10 years ago in this park. 10 years ago. Are you talking about... What the hell do you know about that incident? Have you met this strange young man before, Lynn? I don't remember. But he said 10 years ago and this park. It could only be one thing that I can think of. Looks like I better talk to Mr. Leaflet here. Agreed. Here in this park, the gods surely control fate. Today, 10 years from that day, we met once again. If that isn't the power of the gods, then what else is it? It could just be coincidence. But apparently you know our delayed detective here. Could you tell us about it? About what happened 10 years ago? Yes! Yes, of course! I was actually about to do just that. What's this rock of the gods you keep mentioning? But I guess we're going to talk about this first. Don't you know? It's right there in front of us. Wait a minute. You say G-O-D-S, but do you mean dogs? D-O-G. Of course not. Don't be silly. This is no time for ridiculous word games. You are standing just above the Rock of the Gods now. Take a good look at that monument. Monument? Rock of the Gods, Temsic Park. The Rock of the Gods. That rock. It looks like it crashed in there. What is that, a meteorite? The rock is buried in the ground right there. It's been there these 10 years. Ever since that day, it flew down from the heavens and showed us a miracle. A miracle. So this rock you've been talking about is a meteorite? Precisely. It dropped from the sky on that day 10 years ago. Yes, of course. Surely you know all about it. Me? What does this rock have to do with everything that's been going on? That day, I just happened to be passing through this park. I had no idea that day would change my destiny. The sun was going down, and through the gloom, I heard the scream of a little girl. Now just calm down, and drop that weapon. Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her! Whoever you are, you're a lanky kind of guy, aren't you? I peeked out fearfully from the bushes and saw some shadowy figures. I didn't see the face of the criminal clearly. I knew I should do something to help, but I couldn't move. The tension was so thick, it was painful. Just when I couldn't stand it any longer. That's when it happened. The sky suddenly burned a bluish white. When it crashed into the ground, the meteorite gave off a shower of beautiful fragments. And then I saw it. One of those beautiful fragments pierced into the criminal's back. missile was died right next to one of these meteorite fragments. It had that glowing wave effect that looks like it was a Power of the Dead thing. If these powers of the dead came from these meteorites, is the criminal from 10 years ago a spirit right now? And he has powers of the dead too? Or did? The judgment of the gods was brought down on the park that day. "10 years ago, the little girl that was you was saved by the Rock of the Gods." Oh my, I can't believe it. The Rock of the Gods was given the name Neosekken. Oh my god. Now Eyebrows' plan suddenly is making more sense. Why he's trying to eliminate all traces of Neosekken in the country. He's talking about the meteorite fragments, wasn't he? These meteorite fragments that, I think, are responsible for the powers of the dead. And still today, it lies sleeping deep in the park's earth. I never knew about this Neosekken. I always thought Detective Jode was the one who saved me. You were very young then, and you passed out from the shock of being taken hostage. Of course you wouldn't remember. That's funny. A huge incident like that should have caused quite a stir. It's strange you never heard of it, Lynn. It is, isn't it? But now that I think about it, I remember I didn't want to think about what happened. I avoided the news, and I never came back to this park again. That's why I didn't know anything about it. The meteorite was named Neosekken after the name of this park that it fell in. And then the Rock of the Gods was forgotten. Not by everybody, it seems, because we got Eyebrows. Now, an awful thing is happening. They're talking about turning the park into a housing site. I'll never forget the miracle I witnessed that day. And so I've taken up residence in this park, and I'm trying to appeal to the people. Protect the park, the Rock of the Gods. That is my mission. I see. Taking you with me, Missile. So 10 years ago, the little girl that was Lynn wasn't aware of the meteorite. I get that. But Detective Jode, on the other hand, there's no way he didn't know about this Neosekken thing. And if he knew, and the man died, I took his life. What was that confession of his all about? The Rock of the Gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago changed the destinies of many people's lives. Like the ripples on a pond when a pebble is dropped in. With every answer I get, I learn about a new mystery. Will I be able to break the chain of mysteries before dawn? Anyway, now that we have the evidence we need, we decide to meet up again at the minister's office. Besides, there are a few things I want to ask Detective Jode. You got some explaining to do, Jode. We found the music box, Detective Jode. Good job, Lynn. I knew you would. Once everything has been resolved, I had wanted you to give this to him. Him? You mean Inspector Cabanella, right? I don't suppose he'll ever forgive me. Detective Jode. Now then, let's get this thing open. There's a certain knack to doing it, you know. Her. Yeah! See? He calls that knack? More like brute strength to me. Here you are. You should find scorch marks on the grip. Scorch marks? When Camila built her contraption, she used a special kind of string. It's a kind magicians use. It burns up in an instant and disappears. Why would little Camila use something like that? I don't know. Maybe because she's a detective's daughter. Not leaving any evidence behind and all that. In the case report, there was mention of some scorch marks. When it happened, Camila was watching from her hiding place. She saw the flame run to the gun, something she naturally didn't include in her design. I took the gun out of the frame and replaced it with a picture. If you should remove the picture, you should find scorch marks behind it on the frame too. And those marks should match up with the ones on the gun. In other words, it proves the contraption existed there in that room that day. And it didn't work the way your little girl intended. Is that right? Exactly. Some cowardly culprit modified the design. That angle was never brought up in court. And so as Justice Minister, I must call off the execution at this point. Fuck yeah! I knew I was right. He wasn't Detective Jode. Now we can finally prove that. Thank goodness. Thank you, Lynn. In those eyes of yours, I see the eyes of that little girl from 10 years ago. Yeah, speaking of 10 years ago, I have something to ask you about that. What's the matter? I just don't know. What should I have done 5 years ago? Back then, nobody had any way of knowing the true nature of the manipulator. It wasn't anybody's fault that we didn't know the truth. Do you really think so? Of course. Besides, what's important right now is deciding what to do next. Am I right? She's right, Mr. Minister. Yes. Yes, of course. I do believe she is. What is it now? I just don't know. What should I do next? You'll figure it out. We believe in you. Well, while you're figuring that out, I gotta go talk to the detective here. Sissel, if you hadn't come to my cell tonight, I would be gone by now, without ever having known any of this. You're welcome. This is what I deserve. This is what I told myself these past 5 years. But things are different now. Thanks to you, my eyes have finally been opened. Tonight, I've come into contact with a lot of people's lives and got involved in their fates. And the only reason I was doing it was to regain my own lost memory. But things are different now. We're connected to each other somehow. I just know it. And that's why I need to ask you a few more questions. In order to find the truth about us. Fair enough. Fire away. Let's first talk about our manipulator, shall we? Sissel told me all about it, Detective Jode. About the manipulator. Yes. And it looks like this manipulator really did a number on the minister, too. Ugh! Please don't pick on the minister. If he dies again, I'm the one who has to save him. Oof. Sissel, do you think that's what happened to me, too? That you were manipulated into shooting me? I think so, yeah. What are you talking about, Lynn? Don't tell me. You were manipulated too?! There was always a part of me that just couldn't believe it. That image of the one who shot me. But now I see the possibility of a new explanation. But who is it? And why did they do it? I wish I knew. That contraption was a birthday surprise for Camille's mother, wasn't it? That's right. Someone's been bothering me about it. I feel like I know that device from somewhere. No surprise there. You lost your life once tonight because of that machine. Right? I knew it! See, Detective Jode? No, I'm afraid I don't see. I told Detective Jode about it. Told him about seeing the exact same contraption tonight in a completely different place. That's very strange indeed. A junkyard on the edge of town. I never even heard of the place. And what's more, I've never told a single soul about that contraption. You haven't? That old pigeon guy. Who in the world is he? Maybe that's what we were going to find out in the next episode, right? Temsick. Detective Jode. You must have heard this name before. Temsick. The meteorite that fell in the park 10 years ago. You were there. So you found out about that, did you? I heard that meteorite saved Lynn's life. That's right. I couldn't do anything to help Lynn that day. But in that case, I don't get it. If it's true, doesn't it mean you didn't steal somebody's life away? What are you talking about? Detective Jode, you told me that 10 years ago. The person who killed the perpetrator in the park was you. What? But it was the meteorite. I wasn't lying. You weren't? I stole that man's life away. No question about it. It was entirely my fault. I was just about to shoot him. I would have shot him in the next instant if the meteorite hadn't come. At that point, I was already a murderer. Well, the thing is, as far as I'm personally concerned, if you didn't actually do the deed of killing someone, you're not a murderer, technically. That's not true. You're trying to save me. Lynn, I'm sorry, but I don't think that's really it. Huh? The truth about 10 years ago. On that day, 10 years ago, a different incident happened in another place. Another place? Yes, in the police headquarters interrogation room. The worst sort of incident. A suspect who was being questioned escaped. Wow, I didn't know about that. I happened to be there in the detective division, so I joined the chase. Fortunately, or I guess unfortunately, I was able to track him down alone in the park. Wait, so the perpetrator in the park is the suspect who escaped? Hold it right there! I fired a warning shot. I wanted to catch him, bad. That warning shot made him panic. At the time, I was a young and green detective, brandishing my sense of justice like a sword. I made him panic and got you involved, Lynn. It was all my fault. Detective Jode. All I could see was my target. I couldn't even see you. I'm so sorry, Lynn. You still saved her life, though, so seriously, don't be too hard on yourself. So the man who grabbed me died that day. These last 10 years, I've never forgotten his face. And then a few years after that, when my wife Alma died in such a mysterious way, I thought it was fate, my punishment for what I'd done. Can't be. Can't be Sissel, can it? You were painting his picture in your cell. And you mentioned earlier that he was a face that you could never forget, and you accused me, Sissel, of Sissel's face not being my true face. And if that's the case, then this is a really big stretch. But I really gotta wonder, if you're right about my face not being my actual face, then what the hell am I doing with the perpetrator's face from 10 years ago? Or better yet, if Sissel is the perpetrator from 10 years ago, how the hell did he appear in the present, here and now, only to be supposedly manipulated and shot by Lynn? This isn't... No, it can't be it. This doesn't make any sense. I thought it was my fate, my punishment for what I'd done. I painted pictures in my cell, nothing but portraits of people's faces. All the faces of the many people I'd met in my life and I didn't want to forget. And tonight, I finished my last portrait. The final face I want to remember. Sissel's face. The final face. The face of the man in the... It was him?! What the hell? Wait just 1 minute. That can't be! I saw that painting. I saw the face you painted tonight. What the hell is going on here? It was my face. Are you telling me I was the man in the park that time? What the ever-loving fuck? That's right. That face of yours is the face I saw 10 years ago. The face of the man whose life I stole. Of the man who was pronounced dead at the scene. But hold on, Detective Jode. That can't be true. I just met Sissel for the first time tonight. And he died right in front of me. By the way, the name that I know the man in the park that day by isn't Sissel. It's not? What? From the first minute I laid eyes on you tonight, I've been wondering, who in the world is this guy? Mr. Minister, what the hell are you doing at the junkyard? Inspector Cabanella, where are you? Just be quiet and listen. This is our demand. Demand? What? Demand? Our demand hasn't changed. The execution must be tonight. You were involved in this shit! You were involved with Jode's sentencing. Somehow. I fucking knew it! Traitor! Once we've confirmed it's been carried out, we'll release the hostage. What are you talking about, Inspector Cabanella? And you know it wasn't my daughter who was abducted. Does it really matter who the hostage is? A life is a life. Even if it's the daughter of a death row prisoner. Son of a bitch. Once the criminal gets the punishment he deserves, the hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately and wait for our call. What is it, Mr. Mister? You look even paler than ever. What in the world? What's going on? Inspector Cabanella! It is a fucking mole. The rock of the gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago. Twisted the fates of many people and started a chain of tragic events. And even now the chain continues to grow ever longer. Inspector Cabanella's call proved that to us. And the greatest mystery of all has risen to the surface. Who is this me I've been chasing all night? Who am I? I'm even further from knowing than when I started. Jesus fucking Christ, this is getting nuts. So I'm apparently not okay, so I'm not who I've been thinking I've been all along. And apparently the Sissel, or whoever the fuck this guy is, whose identity I've been chasing all this time, was actually the perpetrator of the park. But he got killed when this Neosekken meteorite hit him square in the back. But now I'm wondering. This manipulator has clearly been working to get Detective Jode executed for a crime he didn't commit, that being the death of his wife, Alma. That contraption that Camila made was manipulated and modified somehow. It even apparently made some impossible moves during its operation, resulting in Alma's death. Probably something unlike a ghost trick. And then from there, it's just we have the Justice Minister being manipulated into signing out the execution warrant, the execution order. And then Lynn probably being manipulated too into shooting this park instigator lookalike. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I'm wondering, is the man in the park this other ghost who not only saved Camila from an earlier death, but are they also this manipulator? Are the manipulator and this person one the same? And if that's the case, then I just gotta wonder. Yeah, no, I don't really gotta wonder anything. Ray is the only other ghost besides Missile now who died recently that I've met, who has knowledge of the ghost trick powers. And he was there around the time that Lynn was apparently manipulated into shooting Sissel. Ray, I'm growing more suspicious of you, and now I got another question to ask you. Are you also the perpetrator in the park from 10 years ago? Yeah, I know, I'm kind of jumping all over the fucking place here with my connections here. I realize that. I'm probably not even making too much sense, but I just don't see any other possibilities right now. It's too big to be a fucking coincidence. Everything that I've been seeing and pointing out, it's all got to be connected. And I don't know who else it could be, other than possibly Ray, or at the very least, the perpetrator and the perpetrator from the park and the manipulator are the same person. I'm pretty sure that for sure is true. But I need more definitive proof as to Ray's identity. But again, I just don't see any possibility at this point that Ray can't be anybody else. other than possibly this manipulator. There's nobody else that I can point my finger to. Whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and just cut this episode off here. And we can deal with Cabanella's threat in the next episode. Let me tell you, I am really curious now to see where all this crazy shit is going to go next. So I hope you enjoyed this latest episode of Ghost Trick. If you did and you want to see more content from me, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I will see you next time. Take care.